My name is Buzz Hollingsworth. I'm the principal at Franklin Elementary, and this is our remodeled building with the classic historic building on one side and the newly updated remodeled addition on the other side. We're going to take a tour today so you guys can see what we're coming back to and what we have coming forward. This is our security vestibule, kind of our single point of entry. Parents will come in here after the start of the day. If somebody has a doctor's appointment or they're coming to volunteer, they will press this button here and then they'll talk to the office staff who will be able to buzz them in. They'll go right in through the door, be able to get a badge to go wherever they need to, and go throughout the building to do their volunteering or get their kids to class. This is our main office. We'll have our office staff here at the front ready to welcome people in. We have a conference room in here for staff and to be able to use as they have meetings. My office is in here. And then we have our health room in here in case a student is injured or isn't feeling well and needs some help from the nurse. A couple of beds with a little bit of ability to have privacy, which we haven't had. And then once you get buzzed into the office and get sent out, we come out here to kind of our main landing area that leads down into the new addition, up into the old historic, right into our library and down into our multi-purpose room and cafeteria. This stairwell is probably one of my favorite parts of the building. When they took the old addition down, they saw that the brick would be easily restored and accessible, and they left that visible so you can see where the two buildings join up together. Walk into the library here. This is probably my favorite room in the building. Come into a huge library that's going to have room for tons of books, teaching spaces, circulation desk for check-in and check-outs, teachers to be able to help, library workroom on the other side of the glass. And then this is one of our computer labs. So we can do testing in here. Teachers can bring classrooms in for projects. And this looks down on the field, down onto the playground blacktop, and a view of the old historic building from the back. And they redid the lower field and put brand new sod in. Drop down this main staircase. And we've got windows into the library. You can see out past to the north side of Spokane. Down here we do have a multi-purpose room. So we have a cafeteria and a gym. They are no longer one room that we have to schedule around and get tables cleaned up and lunch cleaned up before we can have PE again. They're two separate rooms, complete with a stage. And so we can do any number of performances from up here. We can do our Missoula Children's Theater from up here. Lunch with the principal will have a table up here. You can look out and see where lunch tables will be. And that wall straight ahead, if you lift it up, you can go all the way into the gym and it can be one long continuous room. Kitchen was the first one in the city designed for this scratch cooking. All the other schools have gone to the scratch cooking, and we have, as we've been at Camp Franklin, but this is the first kitchen designed for it. The gym, so we're back to a full-size basketball court, which we lost at Camp Franklin. New scoreboard, new sound system, and the lights, the windows that are up there, you'll always have light coming in, but the way that the sun goes on this property, it'll never be beating in there. This is our music room, much bigger than the last two that we've had. A chance for at least one class, probably two. Whole grade levels could come in and practice programs if they needed to. A little bit of extra sound cushion on the ceiling so that it doesn't disturb the library up above them. And then we transition back into the historic building. We do have an elevator now. And as we go up these stairs, we go back into the old historical building and the old basement of that. We have cupboards for band and strings instruments for the days that we have band and strings for kids to store their instruments in there. This is our art room. In the old building before, those windows were blacked out because this was kind of the boys and girls restroom, and so it was a lot darker down here. They were able to unblack those and get some daylight down in here, and it is game-changing. The art room continues into this other extra class if we ever needed it, but for now it'll be used for parents and community events and storage for our PTG and our Apple program, kiln rooms in the back. Book room for all of our teachers to have books to come and access for classes, for our reading tutors to come and access stuff, get materials for the kids that they read with. Old historic staircase that's been refurbished and redone. This is one of the classrooms in the old historic building. Big windows that we were used to before. Each of the rooms has a smart projector, so instead of a smart board, it's a smart projector, and it'll beam onto the board, and you can manipulate and move stuff, and you can have 2 people doing that at one time. So that's new technology to us, which will be really nice. Every room is heat and air conditioned, which is something we've never had at Old Franklin or at Camp Franklin. So consistent temperatures. Lockers, both in the historic and the new addition. Every student will have a locker they can use to put their backpack and their coat. We have several breakout areas throughout the building. Counselor's office will be down here. And then these windows were bricked over when they originally built the building. So they had it framed out though. They took the brick out and used it to help restore around the historic building some bricks that needed to be replaced, and put windows in so even more light. You can see all the way down the hall. And then heading up the staircase, again the old historic staircase. These windows used to be frosted over, quite a bit smaller. It's now clear glass so we can see, more light can come in. Very similar look to downstairs, the breakout area, a couple of offices, lockers, classrooms. Our parent volunteer room is in here. We have some great parent volunteers that come in a lot to help our teachers and our kids. So they'll have a place that they can put their stuff, grab materials, work with kids. Boys and girls restrooms, elevator to the top floor. This is the top of that staircase. You can see out the south side of the building. Nice landing for classrooms to come up and go down. Be able to see the historic brick from the old building. So this is the new addition that we're walking down. Also has lockers. Tried to keep a lot of the wood accents that the historic building had. The architects and design team did a really nice job complementing the historic building with the new addition and having things that works together without trying to clone it. We have our science rooms, different classrooms, drinking fountains and water bottle stations throughout the building so kids can fill their water bottles up. The other end of the hall had breakout spaces. These are just a little bit different, but again, places for our parent volunteers and classroom teachers to use. Just a place for kids to work with reading tutors or parent volunteers to come in, math and writing tutors. One of the classrooms in the new building. So again, great big windows just like the historic, letting a lot of light in. Classrooms all the way to the end. And then a staircase on the west side of the building that links back up with the first floor. And then we're back, first floor on the new addition. Different classrooms throughout, another breakout area. And then we're back, we'll set up our display case with all of our Franklin awards and trophies and memorabilia, and we're back in the main foyer and can look down on the multi-purpose room in the cafeteria, back at the main office into the library. And after our time together at Camp Franklin, I just want to say, welcome home, Franklin. Welcome home.